Hello?
Udo!
Yeah, hello.
Hey, it's Rustin with Metalholic Magazine. How are you doing today?
All right, thank you very much. Everything's fine.
Awesome, awesome. So you're in Ibiza, Spain these days?
Yeah, I live here in Spain already for 2.5 years.
Wow, that's got to be very different from being in Germany.
Oh, yeah, it is. But much better than Germany.
A lot more beautiful. What made you make the move over to Spain?
Yeah, was for a private reason. And then nothing was for me any more interesting in Germany. So then I moved to Spain. So I live on an island here in Ibiza, and so the bass players living here, a lot of good friends living here. So a lot of musicians living here. So everything is like rock and roll on this island.
Nice, nice. Well, hopefully you've got a beautiful day going over there, or a beautiful evening now, because it's evening where you're at.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us here at Metalholic. It's definitely an honor. First off, how's Stefan doing? I know his back was causing him some trouble earlier, sort of delayed the release of the album.
Yeah, so now he is totally recovered and everything is fine. I mean, he found a very special hospital and doctor, but it took 3.5 months to get him really recovered. And but he is still, doing some special things with the doctor, and but everything is fine. But the only thing he cannot do that much anymore is headbanging. But this doesn't matter.
Hey, it comes with age.
Yeah. Some little things happen when you're getting older.
But hey, it hasn't stopped you guys from still continuing to create great albums. The new album, Rev-Raptor, is out, another solid chunk of metal in the U.D.O arsenal. How pleased are you guys with the end result?
Oh, what can we say? We are very pleased with the result of the new album. I mean, so we have fantastic reviews here in Europe. All the people say this is one of the best U.D.O albums. So what can we say? I mean, we are always, when we start working on a new album, we're not thinking, what was the best what we did in the past. So we just keep collecting ideas, and then we will see how the new album will be. And it looked like this time we did the right thing at the right time.
And it really does. It sort of picks up where the last album left off. As a matter of fact, you even sort of carried that Dominator theme over in the artwork. So, I have to ask, what exactly is a Rev-Raptor?
What is a Rev-Raptor? Rev is another word in English for a rebel, and raptor is a bird. So if you say is a rebel bird, but for us the meaning is he is half human, half machine, and he tries to control everything. He's a rebel, and so that's the meaning of Rev-Raptor.
Nice. Well, see, I knew there had to be a story behind it, and the second track on the album really gets into that classic U.D.O sound. Leatherhead, you the first single, the first video. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, this song, we were not quite sure to put this song on the album. It's a different arrangement, very modern, in a way, we always say, it's a really punky drums on it. And, but, sometimes you have to do some, not new, but some little things are in a way new for us, and to see how the reaction is outside, and then so what can we say? Not everybody likes Leatherhead, but most of the people say yes, it's a very good job. And so I mean, this is also for us important, to have one or two songs and to do this song a little bit different. So, and if the reaction very good outside, so you can do more on the next album. And then we know, okay, we can, on the next album, maybe we can do more like this.
Well, if you're not growing, you're dying, right?
Yeah, of course. I memean, it's the same, when the people say, what is your best album? Of course, the last album has to be the best one. I mean, you put all your, what you learn all over the years, you put always into a new album. But we already have some things on the Rev-Raptor. We said, okay, next time we can do this a little bit better here, and we can change a little bit here. I think this is important, that you are not say, okay, this is the best one, and if you say this is the best one, but what you want to do then the next time? So, no, you have to continue.
We don't often get to see the softer side of Udo Dirkschneider, but you've already shot a video for the song, I Give As Good As I Get.
Yeah.
You're usually just that gruff, in-your-face metalhead, and then you've got this sort of softer side of you we haven't really seen much of before. Tell us about that song.
Yeah, I mean, if I Give As Good As I Get is a song for me. There's a lot of private things in there. That's why also this song is a little bit emotional. But you see, if I give as good as I get, I always have problem with this title. You try to give always your best, and a lot of times, or many times, you don't get anything back. And that's the meaning of the song. That can happen in business, that can happen in private life. So, and for me, it was more in private life.
Now, are there any songs on this album? Obviously, I say this all the time. Every song on an album are your children. They're all important to you. But are there one or two songs on this album that really stand out as closer to your heart maybe than some of the other ones?
Yeah, of course. But definitely the song where we are just talking about, I Give As Good As I Get. And for me, it's a real song with a good atmosphere. For me, it's a Rock and Roll Soldier. This is the song I really like. So we are soldiers. We are soldiers to this kind of music, what we are doing, We are soldiers to this, our fans, and that's the meaning of the song.
Right, and you guys have been doing that. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. I mean,
yes.
Obviously starting with Accept, and just one of the legendary iconic bands of metal, and carried that on through, this is what, the 13th album for U.D.O. now?
Yeah, 13th album, yes.
You obviously you're going to keep rocking until your voice gives out on you, but at this point in your career, are there any more milestones you're trying to achieve? Or, I mean, you obviously still feel you have something to say.
What can I say? I mean, first, I have no retiring in my mind. And I mean, there are a lot of things. I mean, still I would love to do. First of all, we love to come back to the US for tour, I mean, we always try to come over, and hopefully we can make it this time. Our management is talking to a lot of promoters already in America, so hopefully we can make it this time. And I mean, I'm looking forward to, China is open up now for heavy metal, and that will be a very interesting thing. And I've never been to Australia. And one big thing, what we want to do is definitely we want to make an album together with an orchestra. That's all the thing what we have in our mind at the moment.
Wow, an album with an orchestra. That one sort of surprises me. I never would have seen that out of Udo, but that would be very
intriguing. Yeah, we have already 4 songs with so just to see which orchestra fits together with our music, and we have already 4 songs. So very interesting. But this takes time, I mean, this is not made just in 2 months or 3 months.
So, well, we'll be looking forward to whatever you put out. Obviously, why do you think people are still so obsessed with the concept of you reuniting with Accept? Even though you've been doing U.D.O. far longer, you've got a greater back catalog of music, and it really is. It's all Accept because you're the voice of Accept.
Yeah, in a way, of course. I mean, this is always, I mean, I did a reunion back in the 90s with Accept. So we did 3 albums, The Objectionable Rule, Death Row, Predator. And but in the end it doesn't work out. I mean, they did the same mistake with Predator, they tried to be too much commercial. So there was already a point, so that the reunion doesn't work out. And now I mean, in between in 2005 we did not a reunion, but we did just special festival shows. in Europe, and but there was no thinking to do a real reunion with a studio album or something like that. So and now in 2009 they phoned me up and said if I'm interested to do a reunion. And then I said, guys, I mean, this is a very hard thing for me. I mean, I have to cut down U.D.O. I mean, U.D.O. is quite successful, and this is not so easy. And I said, okay, if I do a reunion with you guys, then we have to talk about a lot of things. And for me, let's say I try to make it short. So I say, okay, there is one main point for me. I mean, if I do this reunion, and this reunion doesn't work out again, I cannot come up for a third time with U.D.O. Then I have to continue under the name Accept. And that the Wolf has the rights on the name. This is another story. So then he said, no, he doesn't want to do this. And I said, okay, sorry, but then forget everything. And then I continue with U.D.O. I wish you good luck and bye-bye. That is the whole story. But what I don't like about Wolf at the moment is he's telling in all the interviews I was not interested to do this reunion, and this is wrong.
And is it even important anymore that is it time for fans to give that up? I mean, U.D.O. really is classic Accept, and Accept is sort of morphed into another band that's just using the same name.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, there was a good, how you call it? It was a good hype going on, you know, when they came up with the Blood of Nation album, Blood of a Nation. I mean, it's a good album, a good production. I mean, of course, I expect a good Accept album after 15 years. I mean, I wish we had 15 years time to write songs. Of course, you expect a good album. The singer is good. I mean, he's different. For me, it's a little bit like Brian Johnson, Bon Scott, something like that. And yeah, I mean, they did a quite successful tour here in Europe. And what can I say? I mean, but on one hand, it is not Accept. That's the point. Yeah, exactly. It's just a name. It's just a name, you know. And so, what can I say? I wish them luck, and we will see what the future will bring for Accept. So. I mean, I'm happy with U.D.O. I mean, I'm now longer together with this band than I was with Accept, you know, and so there's a real family going on. The chemical is right. Everybody is looking forward to go on tour. There's so much fun, and what can I say? I mean, in a way, I can say I'm happy I didn't make the reunion with Accept after all.
Well, and in a way, U.D.O. is Accept. So
okay, a lot of people say this.
So before we get out of here, then, tell us something about Udo Dirkschneider that we might not know, something maybe unusual that people don't know about you.
Oh, this is hard to say. I mean, let's say it this way, I think I'm just a normal person. When I'm not on tour, I mean, I never was a real, you know, show the people I'm a rock star. I try to be normal as possible. And yeah, I like to cook. I like to have good dinner, and I like to go out to rock clubs. So, I mean, this is like, what I'm doing when I'm home.
Nice. So what's your best dish?
My best dish is definitely a good steak.
Excellent. So, well, who knows? Maybe one day, if all the planets align, I'll get to sit down over a great steak dinner with you and talk heavy metal. So
you'll never know. You'll never know.
But, Udo, thank you so much for taking the time. And
you're welcome.
We'll talk with you again soon.
Okay. Thank you.